What are the common myths?
The myth is that competitive examination is tough, but it's not, it's different.
Alan's classrooms, offline classrooms.
To improve the child's learning day by day.
How exactly Alan expert faculties?
Developing mental strength.
What happens beyond a classroom teaching?
We have a dedicated psychologist. You need to master the concepts. You need to develop a thinking approach. Knowing solution is not sufficient. You need to know how to find out a solution, how to approach a solution.
Everyone, welcome to Candid Talk with Mentors, where we're going to keep it real, relatable, and actually going to help the students navigating in their preparation for Neet and JEE as well. Today we have a senior mentor and a JEE Advanced Physics faculty, Mr. Rajat Bhargava Sir, over 19 years of experience and also the Center Head of Jayanagar Campus, Bangalore. He has helped in a lot of students in their preparation and also played a pivotal role in Alan's growth system over the past years. So let's hear it from him. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
So let me ask you the first question, sir. Tell us about yourself beyond Alan.
Beyond Alan, first of all, I'll say that I'm a long-term dedicated student of physics.
Okay.
Then I'm a family man.
Okay.
I have 2 daughters.
Okay.
So life at home is completely full, satisfactory. Yes, what fascinates me more is physics,
Okay.
then photography and playing with my kids.
Okay. So you've been a teacher for almost 19 years. And suppose if you are not a teacher, right now what would you be doing it?
See, if you ask me education-wise, I'm a BTech in electrical engineering.
Right.
My first job was a state government job in Rajasthan, power transmission. So probably I would have been doing that.
Okay.
And if people ask me why you left government job, it's a very interesting answer to that. I started teaching as a part-time while I was doing the job. And then overwhelming response of students made me satisfied at that moment. So I thought, let's make teaching as a passion.
Right.
My mother is also a teacher, so I have inherited something from her.
Okay.
So I started teaching.
Okay.
And if you ask me very honestly, what would I have been doing? I would be continuing my government job.
Okay. Okay. Perfect, sir. Sir, I also wanted to understand what is the difference between studying for a competitive examination as well as studying in for a school program?
See, school gives you boards. Yes. It gives you percentage in boards.
Correct.
But what misses with school is the skill development which is required for the current competitive examination.
Right, right.
So that's the basic difference. Positive thing of school is it inculcates the ability of learning into a student, and we develop the skill. Coaching institute develops the skill. Another thing, a school basically is a structured. There is a single book per subject. There are fixed number of questions, fixed number of concepts. Moreover, the question and examinations are predictable.
Right.
And most of the students who are average or below average, sometimes if they do not understand the concept, they learn the method. The most popular example, if I say how to solve a quadratic equation splitting the middle term. Most of the students would not be knowing what is the concept behind it, but they know the method. So, and when you come to a competitive exam preparation, things changes.
Right.
The things are structured in terms of syllabus is defined, but the length, breadth and depth of the subject is not defined. Right. So it depends on the capability of a child to what depth it explores. More it explores, more he explores, more confident he will get into a subject. More combination of concepts he will be able to solve. And better the rank he will score in competitive examination. So the underlining difference is that in board examination or in school level examination, you need to study dedicatedly, hard work, you need to cover everything. But here that everything in competitive examination, everything is not sufficient. You need to continuously explore yourself. You need to continuously measure the new depth, and you need to continuously upgrade yourself. So for boards, we need to study from a single chapter. We need to answer certain number of questions. So concepts are limited,
Right.
but in competitive examination, concepts are same as we are studying for board examination, but the depth is different.
Right.
It's more complex, and so you need to master the concepts. You need to develop a thinking approach. Knowing solution is not sufficient.
Okay.
You need to know how to find out a solution, how to approach a solution.
Right. That's absolutely right, sir, because that is what needed for a student to understand between a school boards as well as a competitive examination also. Now, the next thing that I would like to know is what are the common myths that they think about when they're talking about a competitive examination, basically?
See, common myth, if I say competitive examination is, the exam is tough.
Right.
Exam is not tough. It is different. Till 10th standard, I say that school is more of structured, and there are limited number of concepts. So student does not develops a thinking ability.
Right.
They know solutions, but they don't know how to approach a solution. That's what makes the major difference in 11th grade. In 11th grade, whatever they will learn is new. So if I give a proper analogy, they are back into nursery standard,
Correct.
where you can imagine a child started making straight lines, slant lines, horizontal lines,
Right.
writing letter A.
Right.
So before they perfect in even writing letter A, they have to try at least 100 times.
Right.
Same way, the concept here in 11th standard, when they are learning for first time. So they need to do at least 100 problems based on it to get the understanding of a concept. So myth is that competitive examination is tough, but it's not, it's different. You need a different kind of training, you need a different kind of attitude, and a different kind of
Approach
thinking
towards the question, basically.
approach towards basically towards the subject.
Right.
Subject becomes more important rather than scoring marks.
And also, sir, I would like to know how Allen classrooms basically is. Like, can you just give an elaborate thing about Allen's classrooms, offline classrooms?
So if you ask me infrastructure wise,
Right.
yes, it's basically a normal classroom where we have benches, whiteboard, marker. It's air conditioned classroom. But if you ask me how we see as a classroom as a teacher, see, in a classroom, my teachers or my team or my approach inside the classroom is that whatever content I am giving in the class should be acceptable by all.
Absolutely.
Whether the student who is a fast learner, who is a gifted student, or an average child, or a child who is a slow learner and sitting in the corner of the classroom, he should be able to accept my content. So content is more like generic. We give the set of problems, set of examples which we take is understandable by all. Then second phase of the classroom comes when the child comes out of the classroom. The
Right.
four-walled containment,
Right.
where we try to customize our teaching. See, all teachers at Allen or any other institutes are very good orators.
Absolutely.
So whenever a child will be hearing them, he feels that, okay, I am getting everything.
Right.
But real test of knowledge, real test of learning comes when you approach the problems at home. And in the very first learning phase, you may not get all the problems also.
Right.
So next day when the child will approach the teacher will customize the learning.
Right.
That is outside the class. So Allen classroom, there are two phases, and these two phases are totally based on to improve the child's learning day by day.
Right.
We are hand-holding them like a nursery child,
Okay.
right? We are making sure that the learning is at par, and we are continuously pushing each and every child to produce the positive change in their performance, to push them for the top 1% of the country, so that they are eligible for the best institutes across the nation.
Absolutely, sir. Since we were talking about pushing the students towards their performance, like how exactly Alan expert faculties are going to push the students towards their performance?
See, if you largely ask, preparation of competitive examination is not only academics.
Absolutely.
It is development of mental strength. It is building up discipline, consistency, and also somewhat extent the physical strength also. Now, when I say academics is done inside the classroom and outside the classroom, customizing the teaching, learning for a student, handholding him to solve a particular problem. But developing mental strength is one of the most important tasks.
Right.
Now, when I talk about mental strength, is strength to handle the setbacks, because child till 10th grade, mostly they have not faced any kind of setbacks.
Correct.
Most of the time teachers are helping them, methods are learned, and there are very rare children these days scoring below 85 or 80% in their 10th grade. So they have never seen the setbacks. But moment they come to 11th standard, first after learning of the concept, they feel that 10 questions I am not able to do, 15 questions I am not able to do. They start comparing in the classroom with the students who might have done coaching during their 9th and 10th. So this mental block of comparison of not performance comes to a child mind. So my teachers continuously say that whenever you are being slow is fine. It means your brain is processing something new. Your brain is getting trained to learn something new. Like when you were in junior classes, 2 plus 2 started 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you don't do that.
Right.
You become pro in that. So everything new comes with a slow pace. Slowly you become fast. So we teach them to remove this mental block that accuracy is more important, learning is more important, speed, marks will automatically follow. So this is about mental. Then building up discipline. Discipline, see, the students these days, they do not understand discipline. Actually, the real meaning of discipline. So discipline is basically a strength, is like a muscle which needs to be developed with exercises continuously. It does not mean waking up at morning 4 o'clock continuously doing work. Disciplines means doing the most important things continuously every day, even when you are not feeling to do it.
Right.
That is discipline. Same place every day, you start studying. Make a table, make a chair. Every day, 5 o'clock, sit on the same table, study physics. So discipline is when you repetitively do, like morning brushing of teeth.
Right.
It's not that someone forces you to do that. Even you don't feel like doing it, you do it every day. So that's a discipline. And most of our daily habits are the result of, or most of our daily actions are the result of our habits. And habits don't need motivation. So to develop study as a habit is important. So whenever you don't even have motivation, you can start studying. So that is what is needed in a student, inculcated in the student. So that's a third different task which we do inside our classrooms to push the student in every. Now, if you talk about the last, physical strength. See, right now we know that every journal examination in the country is of 3 hours.
Right.
Students sit for 3 hours and write that. Most of the students have written board examination, school examination, they were sitting for 3 hours. But are they really trained to sit for 3 hours? And if you even talk about JEE Advanced, it is a single day examination of 3 hours plus 3 hours. So almost 7 hours student is spending inside the examination hall. Are we really trained for it? The general answer for most of the students is no. So we train students to continuously sit for 3 hours. The way they want to behave during the examination hours, we train them normally so that they are properly trained for those 3 hours. We teach them 25-5 method. We study continuously for 25, take a 5 minutes break, relaxation, breathing exercise, and then start for
Again.
next 25 minutes. Continuously, we make them for 3 hours minimum in the first go, and slowly we develop their physical strength to sit for almost 6 to 7 hours on table and chair. This reduces their examination anxiety. This reduces the blackouts which they experience during the examination, because your prefrontal cortex needs to be trained.
Correct.
And if it is not trained, it releases anxiety, blackouts.
Right.
So to avoid all those things, physical strength needs to be
Taken care of. Okay. So at Alan, we not only look at students' performance alone, we also go in for physical strength, checking out their mental abilities or the problems that they have or the setbacks. That's really an amazing thing, sir. So also tell me, since we were talking about classrooms, I also wanted to understand what happens beyond a classroom teaching.
Beyond classroom teaching, like I told, hand-holding of the child or a teacher is customizing its teaching for one-to-one sessions with a child. There a lot more happens beyond it. See, our campus opens at morning 7 o'clock, closes at approximately night 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So most of the children, after their regular classes, before their regular classes, they study at our campus.
Okay.
They sit in library, in classroom. There are dedicated study places.
Okay.
And during this time, teachers are also available. So these teachers take care of student, irrespective of whether they are teaching the student or not. So every teacher is available for student. Student study, they have one-to-one session, they have doubt clearance. Beyond that, we have a dedicated psychologist.
Okay.
So what happens if suppose today I'm feeling low? I'm from last 3 days, I'm trying to do certain set of problems, I'm not getting it.
Right.
Even my teacher has explained it multiple times. So there is a kind of mental block which I want to clear. I will go to psychologist, I'll take a session, I'll come afresh.
Right.
With a different perspective of thinking.
Correct.
After classroom, we have a on a ground floor, we have a common sitting area where students have casual talk with their teachers. Student can come and meet me as a campus head. They can come. Also, one great thing we have is every wall is transparent.
Right.
So a student can understand what a teacher is doing, or if a person is sitting inside, what he is doing. We also see that student is standing outside. So we are very approachable. So student comes and discuss with us about what is going with their study patterns. They discuss how to improvise on their work schedule, how to improve in managing time during the test, how many questions they should actually take in a question. Like if you say about Neet, there are 45 questions, 55 questions they need to attempt. So in one go, how many questions they need to do, how to reach to a threshold level of 55 questions, or in JEE, how to reach a threshold level of 25 questions. How to approach JEE Advanced if you are training for JEE Mains right now, how to transform yourself to study for JEE Advanced.
Correct.
So such kind of typical questions is being discussed beyond classes. So and of course, for we in a different campus, we have a small TT table also.
Okay.
So students do recreation. We have a cafeteria. They have a chit chat. So lot things happens beyond the classroom, and it's basically a wholesome atmosphere which we give to a child when they are inside Allen. We are not those teachers who are standing with a stick in our hand and continuously taming the students to study. We believe in organic growth.
Correct.
We handhold, but we simultaneously believe in organic growth of thinking ability into the child.
Correct. So since we were talking about helping a student with psychological trainings or sessions that we conduct, I would like to understand what's the difference between a counseling and guidance that we provided in that?
See, as of now, if you talk about any education industry, there are two kinds of counseling which goes on. First, Counselor always thinks that I'm a counselor, but what they give is information. So delivering the information is a different, and counseling or guiding a child is totally different. Guiding a child means when a child enters into the campus, first listen to parents, what they are expecting. Ask student how they are performing currently in their, whether they are in whichever standard they are. Try to understand them, how their performance, what are their weak points, how they improvise them, and what a child is expecting out of Alan. So this is this first phase is understanding the child and the parent. This comes under first step of guidance. Then, after knowing the areas where child excels, the area where the child find it difficult, providing the solution to the parent that this is the probable solution of your child. Understanding how the child has performed in the admission test, analyzing the marks in different subjects, guiding them their weak points, and which course of Alan is applicable for them. Because every child learning abilities are different.
Correct.
They may align with the different competitive, they may align or may not align with the different competitive examination. Even there are instances where the child may not be interested in science. He may be good in commerce or preparing for a subject like history.
Right.
So a guidance means a wholesome.
Correct.
When a parent is coming and asking you for a guidance or for a counseling, irrespective of whether you are an Allen counselor or any other institute's counselor, you should guide them properly what the child actually needs. That basically makes a clear difference between an information giver and a guide or a counselor.
Okay, sir. So this actually builds the trust among parents and students as well, I believe.
Right.
So I just wanted to understand what builds trust among parents when they walk into Allen?
See, parent does not goes for infrastructure. Parent does not goes only for teaching. Parent does not goes only for the ambience or the happiness factor of the child. They basically look for the wholesome education of the child, which somewhere missing either in their school learning or at home or among their peers. They want that when a child goes to an education institute, when he comes back, the child should have a face of satisfaction.
Right.
There might be a struggle, but the satisfaction should be there. If I'm not able to do a problem today, there should be a satisfaction, there should be an assurance that I will definitely get it tomorrow.
Right.
So parent looks for that. So it's basically, if I say, it's basically certainty versus uncertainty.
Right. Beautiful.
Parent looks for certainty.
Right.
Right. Certainty in everything. They don't mind investing an amount if you are giving certainty, that feeling of satisfaction. And we always try to do that. We always try to push ourselves, being a head of the institute or being a teacher. We always push ourselves to give the certainty to a child. Certainty that yes, tomorrow you will be able to do it. Yes, tomorrow you will be able to crack the examination. Yes, tomorrow you will be building the nation.
Right.
Yes, tomorrow you will be leading the nation.
Correct.
You will be contributing to the nation. We give that certainty, and that certainty basically builds the trust, and ultimately the way the response has been in Bangalore is very good.
Okay.
The trust has been developed in last 10 years. If I say, we have started with minimum 30 students batch, and right now if you talk about Jayanagar campus, we are handling over 5,000 students.
Amazing, actually.
And none of them is unsatisfied. None of the parents comes with a concern, but all those concerns are being addressed to best of our capacity. But none of the parent is getting demeaned by any way or returning home unsatisfied. So we try to push ourselves. Yes, there are some certain stones which we have not turned. We are pushing ourselves to do that. There are certain things. But yes, we are on the track. We are correcting ourselves. We are pulling us forward.
Right. And I understood that we just don't create only toppers, I believe. We are just trying to improve the performance from what the student is at that time when they enter ADLIN. So we are trying to push the performance to a little bit level of what they are right now. So that's amazing, sir. If a student is preparing for a competitive exams like Neet or JEE, they need to have a guidance like how exactly to choose a right institute to actually get into a medical college or engineering colleges or something.
It's not an easy question to answer, ma'am, because everybody in this industry is giving their best. Right? Everybody is having same amount of content, same type of questions. But what makes the difference is that how you give a child right academic input, how you develop discipline into a child, and how to you always push for the positive change in the performance of the child. We do not say that every child we will be making you qualified, we will be making you top rankers. It's basically a very dishonest answer to our parents or to a student. We always say that I'll be pushing you towards positive performance in your. So developing discipline into a child, developing resilience into a child, developing thinking ability, developing into a child the how to handle the setbacks is the more important thing rather developing only academics, which I think if an institute is doing that, is developing a wholesome personality of the child, behavior of the child, attitude of the child towards approaching any difficult phase of their life, whether today in 11th and 12th or after that. Because life always throws you a challenge. Right now, challenge is after 11th and 12th. We prepare for that challenge. After that, when you go to engineering or medicine or doing MBBS, the things actually change. The things become more difficult, more tough. So if you learn how to face the challenges, how to handle the setbacks, and how to prepare for a solution from a problem statement in front of you, that makes a difference. So an institute which is providing this wholesome understanding of a competitive examination, students should choose that.
Sir, another interesting question. Sir, have you noticed a shift in a student's mindset for the past 5 to 10 years?
Yes, I have observed a shift in the mindset of the student. While the student has becoming intelligent, they are becoming self-dependent, or they are trying to become self-dependent, but simultaneously they are exposed to lot of information through online, information through influencers, through relatives, or the people who might have not or have zero experience in even preparing for competitive examination. So basically it's an information overload. So my suggestion to each and every student right now here is that you have everything in you. You have complete potential, attitude and behavior. Just isolate yourself from information overload. Do not accept everybody advices. Trust two people in your life of competitive exam preparation. One is your teacher or a mentor, and second is your parents. These are the two people, or I say your family members, and these are the two areas which never want harm, or intentionally they will not harm you. They will always looking for your benefit, your upliftment, your improvement.
Exactly.
So trust these two. Do not overload yourself with different advices. Do not overload with following multiple books. Right. Skimming every book is obviously not possible. It's rather that you measure the depth of one book. Do one book very properly. Do quality of questions instead of doing quantity of questions.
Mastering it, basically, sir,
yes.
You're talking about. Okay, sir. And another one, I am very curious to know, is there any rewarding moment in your ALIN centers that you felt it exactly?
Every day is rewarding, ma'am. That
Okay.
keeps us always going. See, what is rewarding is the smile of your student, the smile on your student's face. And when they get a good rank in any competitive examination, the tears of joy in their
Right.
family members, in their grandparents, when we do the result celebration, they dance on roads on dole. That's basically most satisfying and most emotional moment for a teacher.
Correct.
And I hope that in my life I have till now seen many rewarding moments like this almost every day, every year I see. And I'm very lucky to work with such a team members and such a group of students. Every year I get great students who not only do well in competitive examination, but they learn to become something stronger version of themselves. So that's whole thing is a very, very rewarding for me. And I feel that my life is fulfilling after that.
Sir, and a final question. Like, suppose if someone wanted to become a teacher like you, so what sort of suggestions do you give them exactly?
Suggestion is very simple and plain. You don't have to become a rocket scientist to teach.
Right.
You just need to have good command over the content.
Right.
You don't have to reach, for your self-learning, yes, you need to reach a depth. But to teach a student, you don't need a depth. You just need to know what student actually requires. And you don't have to be most expressive one inside the classroom. You just need to be an observer.
Right.
How student reacts to different situation. How he's behaves when he is struggling. What kind of expression he gives when he is overwhelmed. What expression he gives when he is not paying attention, when he is overjoyed by cracking a problem. So all these expression of body language, understanding the body language of a student gives you an experience through which you can learn that where a student is standing currently inside your classroom. So you have to be a keen observer. That is most important thing. That not only gives the confidence to the teacher, it also gives confidence to the student that yes, he is the teacher and he will be carrying me forward. He will be hand-holding me for the heights I want to reach in my life.
That's really an amazing session with all of you. That's it for today, everyone, with Candid with Mentors. And I believe that this session is going to be helpful for many of them. A huge thanks to you, sir, for coming over here and giving us a lot of insights and a wholesome package that you're going to deliver it to the aspirants who are going to prepare for JEE and Neet as well. And keep learning, keep growing, and preparation is not going to be a destination, it's just a journey. Thank you all of you watching. I'll meet you back again in another video. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, madam, for calling me.